Today, we're talking about the devil. Now, what do I mean by that? Every world religion has this figure, this enemy, this tempter, this lord of my own ego, this evil one. Watiko is another name for it. Don't look that up. It will disturb you. Just be innocent. Go through life innocent. You don't need to know what Watiko is. I'm sorry, I know. But there will always be I'm not looking for the devil. I'm wondering if the same remote that turned off my Maleficent clock has turned off my lightsaber back here. It has not. Aren't you relieved? Every world religion has an enemy. I don't know why that is. It is a dualistic universe we live in, I suppose. Because we, for the most part, believe in good and evil. And if it's not good and evil, it's yin and yang. We believe in righteousness. Even the Buddha, he has an eightfold path. Right mindfulness, right meditation, right livelihood, right thinking, right, the word right, 8 times. So it's not like a Taoist, cause and effect kind of karma thing. And even Taoists understand that there's such a thing as ethics and good and bad and right and wrong and do no harm. And even though they're a little more, the flow of passive and aggressive and hot and cold and all that, they still acknowledge that do the right thing. So all world religions have this concept of the right thing and this concept of something tempts us to not do the right thing. And it never stops. It never shuts up. Now, we could make it less important in our lives, less seductive. We could stop listening to it. But we'll have to be very strong, and it will have to happen every day. Like that little stutter I just did there. Anytime I think of myself in a different way than I have, such as being very successful. Yes, I'm successful in my way, but I have a lot of debt, and I would like to go to sleep at night in peace, not worrying about I'm going to pay for things for my mother tomorrow, or my student loans, etc. Successful, wealthy, a leader, accomplished. Anytime I step out of that imposter syndrome and think of myself as skilled and worthy, and something happens. I stub my toe. Today I bit my tongue. I don't want to show you. It's bad. I bit my tongue. This has been happening to me for decades. Anytime I think of, well, when I see that person, I'm gonna set a boundary, and I'm gonna say blah blah, ow, and some wacky, painful thing will happen, as if to punish me for trying to make me different, to step outside of my comfort zone, to step outside of my low self-esteem way of being, to think well of myself. Too much guilt. I know it comes from within. I'm not saying there's a devil hopping around with his pitchfork, although there might be. Watiko, don't look that up. Maybe I'll have to make a video about it. I'm just saying that from within, there's that voice that tells us we're no good, that we're not worthy, that we shouldn't bother trying, that we're wrong, we should feel guilty, that it's our fault. Now, Christians call this, in Judaism for part of the Hebrew Bible, call it El Satan, the Satan, the opponent, the persecutor. And then, in the New Testament, he sure did tempt Jesus. Well, jump off this high place, and, the angels will carry you down, and I can make you Lord of all this. And like even the Best human that ever lived, fully God, fully human. Best one that ever lived. Tempted. Harassed by this persecutor. Even if it was just a voice in his head, it was the temptation to do the wrong thing. Don't think that because I'm doing well or better than I have been, that I've conquered this. Every day. During Lent, how close are we? It's the first week of April. It's over. When it's time for me to go outside and pick up my 10 pieces of garbage. Now, usually, it flows very nicely. I bring the garbage out to my car in the morning, and there's garbage every morning because the ferals that are in their cat condo in my bedroom, it's large. It's large. It's half my bedroom. I use shredded newspaper for them. So their whole litter box has to be changed every day. So every day I have my little, a cheap garbage bag because it's not carrying anything heavy or that's going to puncture it. I go outside, I start my car, and then I walk up and down my lawn, my block, my whatever, and I pick up my 10 pieces of garbage and put them in the garbage that I'm carrying. And then I bring the whole thing to the dumpster. I'm not always on time in the morning. There are emergencies. There are things that happen that throw me off my game. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. I mean, there's a lot of little things that happen. Today, I forgot why I was in a hurry. I had to get somewhere. Oh, I had to get to Costco before the crowds. Now, the website says Costco opens at 10 a.m. Feeling it opens at like 8 or 9. Whatevs. I wanted to get there to return an item. So I didn't shower. I just threw on clothes, grabbed so I ran out of the house real quick and I didn't do the 10-piece pickup. I'm like, I'll do it when I get back. I got to get to Costco. Well, I got there early enough that I got a decent spot and made the exchange and went to the store and did very few things because I needed to get home to work on really overdue paperwork for work. It's not too work intensive, but there's things I need to do for my jobs. So I come in, I put on my nice satiny pajama bottoms and a comfy t-shirt, and I'm all ready to sit down, and I forgot to pick up the 10 pieces of garbage. And so the voice, you don't have to do it right now. Do it later. You don't feel like changing your clothes again and putting on outside clothes. Do it later. Why don't you just bank it and do 20 pieces tomorrow? You don't have to do that today. You don't feel like it. I'm like, you know what, voice? I know. I never feel like it. I never feel like it. That's why I picked a thing that I don't feel like doing. Of course I don't feel like going out in the cold, picking up garbage and being mad at my neighbors. No, I don't feel like it. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to feel great after I do it, so shut up. I went back in the bedroom, took off the satiny pajama bottoms, get back in outdoor clothes mode, put on my pants, put on the sneakers, unlocked my front door, and out I went. A garbage picking. Of course I felt good after I did it. And I defeated the voice in my head. Every day I have to hear this crappy voice talking me out of doing anything good and worthwhile. Chicken isn't really a meat. It's Lent right now. It's Friday. No meat. And it's supposed to be, one meal, 2 very light mini meals or snacks. I eat like that anyway, really. A chicken hot dog doesn't count. Yes, it does. Please shut up. I made tuna egg salad. I made some shrimp. It was just terrible. It was on sale. It was awful. But I'll eat it because I feel like I spent money on it. I should. What did I have? Tuna egg. Oh, and then I used those miracle noodles. You ever try the miracle noodles? They're like 10 calories in a big sack. No, they don't have the consistency of delicious pasta. But they're good. And they absorb flavor well. You know, I had a bunch of that. I had very nice cabbage salad. You think that I'm just like, I wake up ready to sacrifice things that make me happy? Every morning, it's like, do I really have to not have cream in my coffee? And I'm tempted to put the frickin' cream in my frickin' coffee. But I don't, because I said I would at least wait till the end of Lent before I tried to ease back into a little cream in my coffee. I don't like it. I don't like black coffee. I don't mind a cafe Americano. It's nice. I get something, it's called a keto coffee over at Thought in Motion in Montclair. And they put MCT oil. It's like a coconut oil derivative. But they froth some milk in that, so I haven't been having that. I've been having the cafe Americano and missing cream in my coffee. And I'm tempted every time. Do we get stronger every time we say no to the temptation? I think we do. I think it gets a little easier because it becomes a habit. And then the dopamine hit, the feeling good for resisting the temptation, brings us pleasure. So I think it gets easier, but I'm not always feeling strong. And I have some challenges happening in my life. And when I'm angry that I have to face whatever difficulties I'm facing, I want to be compensated with food, with pleasure. So it's kind of a double whammy. I want to be like a Mel Robbins. Oh, P.S. If you like Mel Robbins, not Tony Robbins, and she's not related to him, Mel Robbins. She's got the 10-second rule. She's the one who says high five in the mirror. I tried the high five in the mirror. I love the idea and I see the value of it. I forget to do it. And I don't know why I'm not motivated to remind myself to high five myself in the mirror. But I started doing a thing. I did it 2 days in a row. When I finish some big task and I'm feeling great, and instead of giving myself one of these, which is also very effective, patting on the back is very effective, I've been applauding. Applauding. I'm a Leo, so I respond. Respond to applause. But that's some new thing. That's something that would make me bite my tongue subconsciously. Or the devil's trying to get me. Or both. You know, it's reliable that whenever you try to improve yourself or elevate yourself or become more spiritually awake, something comes to throw you off. Some life circumstance comes to throw you off. It's like clockwork. It's almost like we're in the Matrix. It's almost like we're living in a simulation. That's how reliable this is. But if you read the ancient books, I mean all of them, like all the ancient religious books, it talks about anytime you try to make the right decision, make an improvement, elevate yourself, something comes to try to knock you off course. To let you see how bad you want it, to strengthen you. If you pray for patience, does God just send you patience? No. God sends you a situation where you have to be patient. And you'll be very annoyed while you're being patient. And then you'll be like, I'm never praying for things like that again. But shortly before I landed in the wheelchair, I prayed my version of the Talbiyah The talbiyah is a prayer that Muslims say when they go to Mecca. I am here. I am ready, Lord. Lord, I am at your service. There is no one worthy of worship but you. I am here. I am ready, Lord. Use me. And then my life just got turned upside down. I don't know what I expected. Angels to fly around with me, holding up the back of my shirt. Like, what did I expect to happen? I've been reading religious stories all my life. That's not how it works. But what's the alternative? To not pray? To do good and great things? To not be submissive to God? If we're not submitting to God, who are we submitting to? The enemy? Mara. That's what he was called in the Buddhist tale. Mara, the lord of Buddha's ego. And similar to the temptation of Jesus, this Mara character says, can I worship you as a god? Wow. How consistent this enemy is. Now consistently this enemy shows up to make me stub my toe, bite my tongue, stutter, throw me off my game, send me temptations like my favorite comedian is coming to Montclair. I can't say his name. It's kind of blue. He plays it kind of blue. I really want to go, though. I love him so much. I met him. I brought him chocolate. I never was cool. And I didn't buy the tickets tonight. Maybe. I have to think about it. Because it's like, not only are you spending money, and now you have to pay to park, even though it's at a place where you drive past every day and do local errands. But at night, when there's a big show at this theater, you have to, go into the parking garage. It's not like I've never been to a good comedy show, or I've never been to a Broadway show, or I've never been to an awesome concert. I have. And now's my time to sacrifice. So yeah, I get it. All the temptations are being thrown at me. I'm disciplined. I'm successful. I know what I'm doing. I have good mentors. I'm going to make a big success of this. Bite my tongue. Reliable. Reliable, this devil, this Satan. So, what do I do when I hear this voice? Because maybe you hear that voice too. I'm sure you do if you're human. And you're trying anything to get better, to get free, to break free from an abuser, to break free from an addiction. I'm trying to do the anatomy of the moment. What did I do? I was just in my head like, no, I'll feel better if I just do the right thing. That's it. That's all I did. Like, no, yeah, I know I could put it off till later or tomorrow, but I'd rather get it out of the way, and it'll just feel better to do the right thing, to do it now and not procrastinate. That's all it took. Well, there's always the formation of the habit of loving future you, future self, the unpleasant thing. And why are so many things so unpleasant? Everything's so hard. Well, you know what? We are a pleasure society. We have pleasure foods. We have entertainment, constantly, from many different boxes, from the computer to the television to our phones, music. So much good entertainment. So many awesome restaurants. I live in a place where there's just constantly something to do. Good tea houses, good coffee shops, good restaurants. Multiple giant movie theaters. Multiple malls. So it's not like we're farmers and it's like, well, if I don't take care of the animals, they'll die. I have that in the morning with my cats, but they're so easy. I'm not shoveling poop. Well, we're a pleasure society. No wonder we're really unhealthy. Because we're constantly in a depressed state because we're depriving ourselves of something we know we could be enjoying in the moment. That makes us sad. But you know what? Once I'm sitting at the computer, for instance, if that's the thing I need to do, and I'm working, I mean, I plowed through. I hadn't done my spreadsheets for attendance for either school, and it's mid-semester. There was a very large tote bag full of, see, I have them do a free write at the end of class. And that's how I take attendance this way. If I pass around a sheet, people sign in for each other. So not that. Plus, it's good to get them thinking and writing. Thinking and writing is important. So while this call was going on, it was a lot of hours. I plugged in all the attendance on the spreadsheets. I didn't feel like doing it. It had to be done. But once I started, it felt good to stick with it. And that's another thing. Once I start picking up the 10 pieces, sometimes I go for 15 or 20. I don't bank them till the next day, by the way. I can pick up 20 and bank for something I missed yesterday, but I can't bank it in the other direction. Well, because it looks nice. You pick up all the little pieces of paper and foil and whatever that's grinded, embedded in the lawn or in the grate on the sewer. It feels really good. And then you look back and it's like, I did that. So that's another thing. Procrastinating is very tempting because it seems like it's going to feel better to not do the thing. That's false. I feel guilty when I'm not doing the thing. And once I start doing the thing, I'm actually enjoying doing the thing. Take that, devil. I'll pray you right back to hell. Pray the prayer of St. Michael at you. Don't you try to tempt me. Nobody's behind me. I got no action today. It's all the cats are on ground level. So that's my advice to you. It's not very good advice. It's really just saying power through it. Do the thing. Just do the thing. You know you're going to feel bad if you don't do the thing. You will feel bad if you give in to that devil voice. And maybe thinking of it as the enemy, something that wants to undermine you and make you feel disempowered, don't listen to it. Say, no, I'm stronger than that. No, I think I'm going to fold the laundry. I'll feel a lot better once I'm done, and I'll have all that space clear because I won't have that laundry bag or laundry basket sitting there reminding me that I'm supposed to be folding. You'll get better at this as time goes on. Don't listen to that devular voice. Tell the devular voice to shut up and go do the thing. You'll feel better. Do it for future you. Do it for whoever relies on you. Do it because you deserve to feel good about accomplishing things rather than avoiding things with some sort of addiction or pleasure. You deserve true satisfaction and self-worth and self-esteem and a sense of self-accomplishment. You deserve those things. So act like it. I do.